Hi, guys. Welcome to this week's episode of Three Peas on a Pod podcast with your host, Ndia.
Kyle.
Tonya, and today we have a special guest in the building, Miss.
applause.
Hi guys, I'm Ashley.
Yeah. Round of
Yes,
applause.
we got Ashley on the podcast. A round of
Hey.
applause.
Yeah.
So, guys, we did not post last week. I meant to put something up on Instagram about us not posting, but it was just really hectic, busy week for everybody. So we couldn't post. But we apologize for that. So there's episode this week and there's episode next week. Woo!
Yeah.
Back on track.
So this week's episode, in honor of it being Black History Month, is a Black History Month special. Woo! Where
BLM.
we're just gonna talk about being Black.
How would y'all define yourself as a Black person? Would you make being Black the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about your identity, or?
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a defining factor. I mean, if somebody was like, tell me about yourself, obviously I'm not going to say, oh, I'm Black, because, that's obvious. But yeah, being Black is very much a prominent factor that plays a role in my personality and identity in general.
Me too. What about you?
Here.
Yeah, being Black is the first thing you notice about most Black people. There's some Black people that don't look like Black ambiguously, but are Black. But that's for another discussion. It's the first thing you notice about a Black person is the fact they're Black. So that's going to be the most prominent identifier of them before anything else comes. And I think that's a big thing that comes with being Black, because for most people, you can see past their race when it comes to the main thing that identifies them. But it just feels for Black people, that's the first thing that stands out to everybody. Yeah.
Sure. And that comes with its pros and cons, which we will get into. Mostly pros. Huh?
Yeah.
Let's get into the pros and the cons.
The pros and the cons of being Black. Okay, well, I want to start. The pros, we carry the creativity, we carry the talent, we carry the ideas, the vision.
Since the beginning.
We're really the blueprint when it comes to almost everything. However, the cons, obviously, that get stolen from us because there's more white people. The credit is almost never given. And people are
Pretty much never.
That's number one. People are racist, and they just, in 2022, we're still dealing with that. But in and of itself, there's no bad thing about being Black. It's just what other people do to Black people that makes it annoying, I guess. Maybe that's not how I should say it, but yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. It's great being Black, but the way some people treat you is just damn, do I really want to be Black sometimes? Just because just because of how our people get treated. It's just damn. But
and it's never in just one specific setting. It is in every single setting. There's no way to escape racism. It is literally everywhere. It's in school, it's outside of school, it's in the workplace, it's just in everyday society, it's online.
We just can't do nothing without somebody else getting in our business. We just
Oh
can't.
my God,
yes.
Without people in our business. People can't sell water bottles without another person getting in their business.
You can't even shop around a grocery store without a non-Black person in your business. They will literally follow you around the store dang, I just wanted to get some chips and salsa, and you following me around the whole public.
Right.
Has that happened to y'all? You get followed around?
Yes, multiple times. It actually
It hasn't happened to me,
too.
Personally, but I know people who it's happened to.
I don't know. I live to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. So when I see them behind me, I don't automatically make the assumption that they're following me. But I would be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, especially in like beauty supply stores. They just think you're gonna steal
Yes.
the
Oh
bread
my
They
God.
be
there.
That's the
eyeing
first place
you.
I got followed. The first place I ever got followed around was the freaking beauty supply store
Like,
They
there's no
with my
stay
way.
mom.
following you around.
Like, you want to haunt me down for $1 lip gloss?
Hmm.
Keep it.
They like the owners and the workers in the beauty supply store. I don't know. They're just so inclined to think that we're gonna steal from them. And
Yeah,
it's
they
like,
be
honey, I'm not
eyeing
gonna steal
you.
your $3 hair dye. Like,
Like, we got it. Trust me, the money is there. The money
and
is plenty.
like I have the type of mom that she's not gonna be silent about that kind of stuff. So whenever we're getting followed around the store, she will make it known, like, what are you following me around for? And it always catches them off guard. They're always like, what? I wasn't. Yes, you were.
Yes, you
You
should.
were following me around, and
Gonna
you
try to
thought I didn't
deny it.
notice, and you got caught, and now you're going to sit up here and lie to me and make it seem like we just have happened to be going to the same section of the store for the past 20 minutes. No, ma'am, it don't work like that. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm,
Black people do
crazy.
carry, like, in everything. Like, in everything.
Literally everything: sports, music, fashion, very much fashion.
Just fashion.
Yeah.
Our fashion, I feel like it's always like we always have like the original fashion, and then as it gets passed down,
We
it
always
gets
do it first.
watered down.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
they can never do it like black people do it.
Emphasis on watered
No.
down.
They try to copy, but never
Like, the only thing that that's like, I guess the worst part about it is that when they steal black people's fashion, they make it cheaper so everyone
Mhm.
can buy it, and then, like, little do you know, somebody just put like their blood, sweat, and tears into that design,
Mhm.
and
Sheen.
you
You
just,
go see it
yeah,
on the Sheen for the
yeah,
same
and then you
like.
just
Mhm.
bought it for
Mhm.
your $6 from China. Like, that's so lame to me. Like, specifically, like, just recently, Mr. Denzel Dion, he's had his line for a little bit now, and he's been working on it for years. And I already saw one of his sets on Pretty Little Thing.
And it's the way people would clown him, call his clothes slave
Crazy.
clothes.
Slave clothes.
And
And
saying
they
that he
put
was
it next
Next
to
to
charging too much. I
Harriet.
remember that.
Yes, they
I
put
and
it
now
Yeah.
next to
every
Harriet.
little thing has it on their
And now,
website.
yep.
crazy. I
And
make
just
them go
calling it
buy it
slave
too.
clothes, that's just so,
That's
like,
racist in
slave
itself.
clothes? That's
But
so
they do that.
racist. Like,
Literally call it slave clothes.
what is slave clothing? Like, why do you see clothing made by a black person that's not like overly designed with graphics and stuff, and it's just very simple, and you automatically say slave?
Slave clothes. Like
Mhm.
Why the audacity of you to even feel comfortable enough to even say that word out of your
Like,
filthy mouth
in this day and age, really?
and using it against a black person?
Mm.
Wow,
They
the
just feel too
audacity.
comfortable.
Something too
They're too
comfortable.
comfortable.
Do y'all think that, I mean, like, as time progresses, is like being comfortable, like them being more comfortable with black people? How do y'all see that, like, happening and, like, working out? Because, like, I see a lot of black people, and these are the weak links. I do not agree with this at all. But like, just as we were saying, like, black people doing like traditional black styles on white people's hair, or like allowing them the N-word pass and things like that. Like, do y'all think that times are changing to where everyone's just kind of on the same level, or
no,
No.
it's
And
Mm,
not.
it should never, ever, 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 ever be like that. I'm sorry. A white person should never be comfortable in a black person's vicinity. I feel like, and I'm not saying they shouldn't be comfortable because of the stereotypes that they've made about us, but you should never feel comfortable enough about a person that comes from a group that that the group of people that you come from have continuously oppressed time and time and time and time and time again. Like, I feel like you should feel something like about that. You should feel some kind of way. But I'm not saying they should be afraid because they think that oh
Okay,
my God,
yeah.
Definitely not
rob
afraid.
me, they're gonna rob me, or this, that, and the other. Like, that is some racist, stereotype that you've made up in your head, some generalization about Black people, and you refuse to admit that it's racist, and you're racist for even thinking that. And that doesn't just go for, you know, like openly being racist against Black people. Like, I'm talking about to the people out there who lock their doors when they see a Black person walk by, or clutch their purse tighter and move it to the other side, or they see a Black man walking, so they walk the other direction, or they automatically assume that any Black person looking at them is gonna like be like aggressive or like malicious towards them for some very odd reason, because in their mind we're just automatically gonna attack them physically or something. Like, it's just little things like that contribute to racism. So if you're doing those things, you're racist.
And I feel like nobody that's, obviously not Black should feel comfortable enough to say the N-word. Like, no matter white, if white, Hispanic, or whatever, you shouldn't never ever feel comfortable enough to say that. And it's the fact that people are still doing it time after time again, even though they've been told numerous times that you're not allowed to say it.
Too many times.
No, there's no reason to say it. I know people said this before, like, oh, whenever Black people say it, like, to greet each other, but whenever like white people say it, other people say it, like, it has some sort of underlying meaning. But no, you truly like feel that. Like, when they say it, it's just like, oh, like, I know you did not. Like, it just like, whenever I hear
Very
a
nasty.
non-Black person say the N-word, whether it's with a hard ER or a soft A, like, it incites some sort of rage in me, because I'm just like, I know you did not say that. And there's no such thing as an N-word pass. So if at any time some Black person or a group of Black people, however, wherever you know them from, gave you said imaginary pass, go ahead and rip it up, because it doesn't exist. It's not a thing. It never has been a thing. It never will be a thing. And I don't care if Johnny, Jim, and Joe said that you could say the N-word. Ndia said you can't. So say it around me and you're going to get knocked out. I don't care about no N-word pass. I don't care that your great grandma's auntie, sister's dog watcher, next door neighbor, babysitter, cousin was Black. So somehow you're Black. Like, you're not. So stop it. If that Black is not one generation away from you, cut it out. I'm sorry. Cut it out. You should not be reaching 5 and 6 generations down for a reason as to why you can say the N-word. Let me see your parents.
No, they be taking that 0.0000001% Nigerian on their ancestry report, and just
it's never even Nigerian. It's always sub-Saharan African, and y'all run with that. Like, and y'all just take that and you run with it, and you automatically assume that you're Black, and that gives you the right to say the N-word and just indulge in Black activity and Black culture.
Like, stop. Gripping on that percentage.
They always do.
With 2 fists.
Like, if it's not at least 50%, please.
Exactly. I was
50% is a lot. Like, 50% is a lot. Maybe like 25%. Because you could have the grandparent, that like one grandparent.
Okay, well then I gotta say, if it's not 25% or more, stop claiming it.
Yeah, 25%.
I'm sorry.
Stop.
And also, like, people have to understand that race is not like, okay. And here's the biggest thing: people not understanding the difference between race and ethnicity. Race it's not based off of what your DNA is. Okay, I don't care if your mama's daddy is Black. I don't care. I'm looking at you, and when I look at you, I cannot tell off the bat that you are Black. So don't catch an attitude with me when I assume that you're white or any other race, and in reality, you out here claiming you're 12.5% Blackness. Like, stop it. No, it's embarrassing. It's actually embarrassing.
Like, they be fighting so hard for it, and it's just like, you shouldn't have to fight for that. Like,
Right. If you have to fight for your life just to say the
Right,
word,
you have to fight to prove that you're black. Let it go.
Because
Like,
Right.
yes, it's embarrassing when they be on my For You page busting out ancestry tags
exactly. Like,
and
y'all want to
old
be black
photo
so bad.
albums. Stop.
Like, y'all want to be black
Like
so
just
bad, but not deal with the black
right.
issues.
They don't want to deal with the
Exactly.
issues. Exactly.
right, the struggles that come with it.
And speaking of, I know Ashley, you are or was, I think, a dancer.
Oh
You've
yeah.
been in your little form of spotlight. So have you ever encountered any like racial things within that area?
I wouldn't say. Well, okay. So when I danced with majority African American companies. So like my first time even going to a predominantly white studio was summer 2019. And I was there for like summer intensive, and I had taken a couple of classes before the summer intensive. And just being there and kind of seeing how they would kind of push, like it was like a group of us, like black kids that used to like, stick together, because being black in at a predominantly white studio, and it's just it
Mm-hmm.
just it
The
just
vibes
feels
are
like
off.
yeah, you gotta find your people there. So like we would end up having like all the black girls, and like we would all get at lunch and eat together, and then like the white group that was in our class, they would be there. Like it was like segregated
Yeah.
almost, but not intentionally. It was just like who we felt more comfortable around. So then we had this routine, and it was six of us, was three black kids and three white kids. And so we were rehearsing a little bit before the show that we were going to put on for our parents at the end of summer intensive, to show them what we learned. And we were like rehearsing, and it was three. Okay, so we had to get in a cluster, three of us over here and three of us over there. So for the longest, for weeks, we have been practicing with three black kids on in one circle and three white kids. And it wasn't even like a merge or another. For weeks, we were practicing like that. I didn't really notice it was kind of racist until they got to the showtime, and they realized like it's three black kids over here and three white kids over there, and it's six of them. They should be like intertwined. Then they changed it up a day before the show. We changed it. No, not even a day. Like 2 hours before the show, they changed it up because they noticed that it was kind of, well, no, it was racist. And they changed it up so like the parents wouldn't say anything. And I was thinking back, I was like, wow, that was racist. And I didn't even realize it until like they changed it up. I was like, oh, I see what they did. But yeah, when you go to a predominantly white city, you're definitely going to encounter some type of racism, if it's whether it's intentionally or not intentional. So,
Yes, that's the no.
That
That
unintentional
is
racism.
so true. Yes. Oh my gosh.
India, you
So that's
also
what I
danced.
said.
Right. And
And
you also was a dancer.
I went to a predominantly white studio.
How was that?
I've hardly ever had black people in any of my classes. And let me tell you, I think that was the most frustrating thing ever, being like one of the only black dancers in my class. I think like out of all of my classes, there might have been usually maybe like one other black girl in there with me. For the most part, it was just me. And it makes you feel so uncomfortable because like at the time I did not realize it, but like whenever it came to like certain like like positions, or I guess like roles in dancing, like I was always put in like more like sassy like positions, or given like
Ndia
more
from
sassy
dance
parts and
LaQuisha?
sassy routines.
LaQuisha?
Like listen, no,
I
I will
mean,
never forget like this one dance, and this like I had never ever realized that I was always being, I guess, like typecasted until until my last year dancing. And I was put in this jazz dance. It was Respect. That was the first. I was dancing to Respect. It was a cover of
Wait, by
Respect.
Aretha? By Aretha?
Yeah.
Mm.
And at first, like, when the instructor, when he was like telling us how it was gonna be like over the summer when we were practicing, like learning the routine, he was like telling us like, yeah, there's this one part where she like belts in the songs, and like I have an idea for all three of you guys because it was a trio. I have an idea for all three of you, and my I was the only black girl in the trio, and I have an idea for all of you guys to be like in a little circle and just act like you're singing, having a good time. Never happened. It resulted in them like standing behind me and then me having to play that part. And it was the most humiliating thing ever because it just kept getting like showcased as this sass. And it's like,
I don't like that. I don't like that.
I'm
I don't
laughing
like it
because I know
either.
exactly what you're talking about, bro. I
like
know
all this
exactly
stuff,
what
and
you're
it's like
talking
like
about.
whenever we were in rehearsal, like I would get pointed out like ooh, and it was always in jazz dance because I swear they just thought that black people can never be soft in like ballet or like lyrical. So whenever it
Yes.
was, and I was good, like I
Barista,
was good at
typical.
ballet. I was genuinely good at ballet, but I always had to work so much harder to get pointed out by instructors. And the only
Mhm.
time that I did not have to work hard to get pointed out by an instructor was when we had a black ballet instructor, and she happened to be the one teacher that the other kids did not like. And we only would have her occasionally, but she would always like point me out for doing good things. When I was like my other teachers, they would like hardly ever acknowledge me for the good things that I would do, unless it was jazz. And then it was like, wow, you're such a great dancer, and you have so much energy, and you just bring this sassiness, and it's just I can't stop watching. And I'm like, it's because I'm the only tall, fat black kid in the dance, and I'm just adding a little facial expression. That's literally it. And y'all are just like sass, sass, sass. Like I'm
Yeah.
dancing like everybody else.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
That happened, bro. When they had a lot of hip hop instructors at the ballet institute that I went to, the predominantly. They brought a hip hop instructor there, and she was like Hispanic or whatever. So we were like,
I'm sorry, something about non-black people teaching hip hop.
And I can talk about that
yes,
too. I can speak on that too.
yes.
We'll get into that.
Yeah, continue though.
But like she was Hispanic, and she came in, and it was like three of us who had like a long history of hip hop and all the things in our little pocket. Um, all the other girls, they didn't really like do too much hip hop. They were ballet contemporary, and it showed when she was teaching the routine.
Mm-hmm.
So like we were dancing and stuff, and like we just all three of us, all three of the black girls, just kept getting called out. Oh yeah, how you doing? Yeah, you doing like that again? This is my. I was just like, she kept calling us out, like, like you telling me ain't nobody else in here doing it right.
Of the black
Yeah.
people.
With the back float. It's really embarrassing, honestly. Like it's just uncomfortable. Like this is like unrelated to dance, but like this just happened this week. Um, at my school, there aren't too many black people, so like when you're in the room, you can expect for the black people count to be like on one hand, basically, five or less.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in this one class and there's like four or five black people in there. And there's just one girl. She just naturally talks fast. She's a black girl. She just naturally talks fast. And so we were talking about like finances and college and all that. And so like our teacher started talking about like haggling. Like he was just like, raise your hand if you like to haggle. And then she like raised her hand because I guess like it's just kind of like within her culture to like argue about prices, which is a very African thing to do. But yeah, so she was just talking about it, and so she just naturally talks fast. And so what she was saying is completely irrelevant, but the fact is like my teacher started doing like hand gestures as she was talking, like the sassy finger and like doing all that like as she was speaking, and I'm just like, she's literally talking about money and you have the audacity to at that as she's talking. Mind you, old white men is the teacher. So I'm just like, why exactly? And this goes back to the comfort. Why do you feel comfortable doing that to one of 5 Black people in the room? Because there's another girl who talks really fast and you'll never do that to her. So why did you feel comfortable doing that? I just looked at him. I was just like, bro, what? And I put my head down. Like, it's rude to people. It's rude to sleep in people's class, but nah, I put my head down after that one. You're gonna see me sleep. There was just no way.
That's weird.
That was odd. That one threw me off.
Like, and that reminds me of like when you're on TikTok and you see like a white woman using a Black woman's like audio, and they'll try to like mock it, and they'll like start like rolling their neck and moving their finger and trying to roll their eyes, and it's just like, and you could go and watch the original audio, and the Black woman's just sitting there talking
exactly
with the straight face, and it's just like, do you think that we're some sort of like, this some sort of like minstrel show? Like, do you think we're some sort of like your comedic relief? Right. And then they want to always go about like, I'm just matching the audio, I'm being sassy. Why do you equate Black women with sassiness and being fierce and or being aggressive and rude? Like, why do you equate Black women with these things? It makes it almost impossible to ever show like a softer side without people thinking like it's some sort of act, I guess, or persona that you're putting on, because they just automatically think that all Black women are just going to be aggressive, sassy, go-getters, independent, you know, like, no, we are allowed to not be those things too.
Right.
Like, we don't always be those things. So weird.
Oh, another thing I wanted to add, when Ndia, or actually one of you, were talking about this, like, I wanted to add, I just hate how Black people have to work so hard just to be even seen or considered for something. Like, I just hate that we have to work harder than Jimmy or Susanna when all they do is just the most simplest thing. Like, why can't I be the lazy person?
And they can just
and they get longer pauses, and like, I just hate that. We are the movement. We are the Reparations.
We the people. We the people.
Very much.
Yeah, so hope y'all educate yourselves this month or whatever about Black people. And don't stay ignorant.
And educate yourself on figures other than Malcolm X and
MLK
and
Rosa Parks.
First of all, Rosa Parks wasn't even the first Black person to get up off of that bus.
Exactly.
She wasn't.
Like, y'all need to educate yourself on real Black historical figures, not just the same old ones that y'all focus on every single year it's born. Boo.
I mean, not boo, but
not boo, but there's more people that
more,
recognition.
More.
Yeah. Okay, so now everyone, we're gonna get into our last segment, which is Media of the Week. Media of the Week. So, who wants to go first?
I think we should let Ashley go first. Ashley, what's your Media of the Week?
Okay. Did y'all see, like, that's seen the whole thing with Kanye and
yes, Kanye
and Kim.
I knew exactly where this was going.
North TikTok.
I knew exactly where this was going.
Did y'all see when the cousin asked this man about Yeezys? He said, "We're not talking about Yeezys right now."
Like, girl, because she knew what she was doing.
Yeah, she said, like, let me be nice and then keep my way.
Let me smoke my way through with
this man said, he said, "This is my first divorce." I said,
no way.
Shade, because y'all know Kim insecure about having all them divorces.
Right.
And y'all talking about this is my first divorce. Like, why you throwing shade at the woman who was supposed to be in your corner and there for you when you love Kimberly?
Wasn't you just begging for her back? Like, literally less than a month.
But I feel like they trying to paint Kanye, trying to paint him in a bad light. Like, I mean, some of the stuff he does is like kind of unreasonable, but like they be trying. I don't like how they be trying to flip the narrative. Like when they say he bought a house across from hers, but isn't he like co-parenting with her?
Yeah.
Like that was wouldn't that be easier? Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just don't like they always try to make the black man look crazy. That's just what it comes down to. And then it's just like I love Kanye. Everyone knows that I love Kanye, but it's like, yeah, get off of social media, please. Like, go fix your problems somewhere
Yes,
else.
mental problems.
You do not have to
But it's
post
like,
what you're thinking about every second.
and not to victim blame, because I definitely feel like he's low-key the victim here. Not to victim blame, but it's just like, white women do black men the absolute worst. And yet and still you have a pattern of being with white women. What do you think Julia Fox is going to do when it's all said and done?
I thought they ended. I thought that wasn't a thing no more.
But it's just like
still going.
But even after her, if there is someone after her, it's going to be another white woman.
Another white woman or another like light skin or racially ambiguous woman.
Please get you a black woman. We are the voice of reason. Next though, India, what's your media of the week?
My media of the week is I listened to the new song with Nicki Minaj and Lil Baby, and here's my opinions on it. I like it. It's interesting. I like the beat. I don't want to say too much because I don't want anybody trying to come for me or nothing. But I just think there was some parts where Nicki was just maybe a little offbeat. I felt like it wasn't on top of the beat the way I wanted it to be. It wasn't really like riding the beat, it was just kind of like on the side of the beat. But otherwise than that, I really, really like it. Then Mitski dropped a new album, Laurel Hell. I listened to the full album. I loved it. It's amazing. It's beautiful. She ate that up as per usual. Euphoria, same old, same old. Y'all need to go ahead and check that out. This season, like, pause. I'm mad that they went ahead and renewed it for a season 3 when we don't even have a finished season 2.
Right. But
y'all getting a little too
it.
hype.
It's that good. It already got renewed.
Yeah, but
before
it's
season
good.
even over.
Yeah, Ruru, I'm worried about you. I don't know what's going on, but I'm a little worried about you, babe. Yeah, and that's my media of the week. And yeah.
Mine is Ozark. That's literally it. Ozark season 4 came out recently and I've been obsessed. But that's it. That's literally all I've been into. Okay, Latanya, go ahead.
For me, I just have 2 songs. Heat Lightning by Mitski. It's just been on replay. I don't even know why. Like, it's been on replay this week. And then also Truly by Miss Janet Jackson has been on repeat also. So yeah, check those songs out. And everything else that we said today. So that concludes this episode. And we'll see y'all next Friday for another new episode. Bye.
Bye.